So one of the most important elements of telling a compelling story is authenticity. The key to authenticity is really knowing the core of what you're trying to say. And you really need to know the story. You need to know the problem. You need to know the solution. You have to remove jargon. And people use business jargon, I think, because they think it's businessy, when in fact, every single business person, investor, customer, all of these people are human beings. And what they really are searching for throughout the day is meaning. Healthcare has historically, I think, really failed at connecting to the humanity of patients, of customers. And that is something that Alloy really stepped in to connect the solutions and the doctors and the experts directly to the customer. The power of building Alloy was in shedding light on a previously hidden condition that's actually universal for all people born with ovaries when they get to a certain stage of life. And yet every single person who was experiencing it thought they were alone. And this is really because the entire symptom suite of menopause was embarrassing and no one was talking about it. It also has to do with the fact that medical schools were not teaching about it. But there's really sort of an essential story there of people feeling unseen and a problem being sort of shrouded in shame and secrecy and a stigma being attached to it. And the minute that we could shed light on that, it's like an aha moment for everyone who touches it, because it's so powerful. It's like, oh my gosh, there's this whole population of unseen people who are suffering and we can help them. And that is a great story to tell from a patient point of view, a doctor point of view, and an investor point of view, because it's like this unlock. And I think in women's health specifically, in finding all these areas of stigma and shame and blowing them open with stories and with solutions and with compassion, authenticity, and empathy is really, really powerful. And menopause is particularly ripe for this because there are over 34 symptoms, maybe even 134, and none of them have really explicitly been tied to menopause except for hot flashes. Rage, depression, sleeplessness, itchy skin, the list goes on. But in really kind of getting to the heart of it and being plain about exactly what we're talking about here, it's really an unlock and very powerful. I've seen women in support groups literally go, oh, that's me. So the power of like telling the story authentically in a way that people really immediately recognize is that it has a flywheel effect. If you are making someone feel seen and they are greatly relieved because they see themselves in the story that you're telling, then they will be telling their friends about this. This is it's viral practically, the way that it kind of spreads and spreads from person to person, the word of mouth. Talking about menopause at scale, loud and proud, and really getting that story out there really unlocked an entire market. Our story is pretty simple if you boil it down. I mean, women stop making estrogen at menopause. That is the cause of the symptoms. Estrogen helps those symptoms. And so delivering estrogen to her will actually solve the symptoms, the most acute symptoms of menopause. Like make it 3 sentences and really get to the core of it. The reason that it is so crucial that you have the core of your story locked down, that you know it cold, you know the problem, you know the solution, and you know your audience, is that you're going to have to tell it over and over and over again. There's the customer, there's the press, there's the business people, the investors, there are regulators, there are lawyers. And for each one of those populations, the story has to evolve or change a little bit to really resonate with that particular audience.